Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony Hines. For the last many years, I've tried to share my experiences in my multi company, 40-year information technology career to help people to develop their career for themselves and to also help job seekers to get their next opportunity. I have a whole group of podcasts for job seekers and a second group of podcasts for career development. All are available on podbean.com. I invite you to listen to the job search ones by following me and the career ones by subscribing to my podcasts. Also, I request that you spread the word about my podcast because I really want to end unemployment one person at a time. Today, we're going to talk about how to alleviate the fears of networking. A lot of people have a real hard time with the fact that they have to go out and meet people and talk to people and try to get help from people and go to these events where they sort of feel it's sort of like speed dating, right? Where they have to meet people and network and get to know these people in order to help them to spread the word about them being in transition and hopefully help them to get their next opportunity. As networking has been proven to be a great way to help you get your next opportunity. Well, this podcast will help you to alleviate these fears of this aspect of the transition process so that you can make all of the networking events that you go to become your events that you control, the events that you get value out of, and events that you drive the expectation and drive the solution and drive the positiveness for it. And it's nothing to be ashamed of or afraid of once you listen to this podcast. Okay, let's say you have a real problem with talking to strangers, like most people are taught growing up, right? So the reality is that that could be an issue. I have no problem with that. We all have our limitations, believe me. I have things I don't like to do, right? So what I'm saying to you is if you are going to a networking event and you know somebody who's really comfortable in that type of environment, bring them along with you. Maybe buy him a coffee or buy him lunch or something, but bring him along with you. Bring that person along with you so that they may be able to help you to start conversations if, in fact, you find that makes you more comfortable. Even if you make it a bad cop, good cop thing, it doesn't matter to me because the reality is I care that you meet people. So my fact is bring someone along who's good at it, maybe somebody in sales or the like, and see if that helps you out. The next thing you could do, let's assume that that person is not there, and you don't have someone like that you can go with. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is to look in the mirror and understand that your story and your experience and who you are as a professional is just as important as anyone else, and that your story deserves to be told and deserves to get out there, and your time in transition deserves to be managed in a way that other people can help you to get out of. Okay? The fact of the matter is, you've been part of a great solution in the past. You've been part of solutions and great projects or great accomplishments in your previous jobs. So, you know what? This is just another accomplishment. All you're going to do is look at yourself and say to yourself, I can do this because I know it's going to help me get my next opportunity. And you're going to say that my story and my 30-second speech is just as important as anyone else and a great value based informational speech so that other people will learn from it. Because once you see yourself as someone that's teaching people about your experience, you're not going to see that as a negative anymore. You're not going to see yourself as begging or anything like that because you're helping people to learn. Okay, that's what I try to do in all my podcasts. I try to help people to learn about things that may be uncomfortable to them. And you know what? It starts with you looking in the mirror before the event and saying, my story matters, my experience matters, and what I'm going to offer matters as well. Okay, so after that, you go to the event, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to think and really talk to people and listen to their stories. Do your best to listen and also say and talk to them about how you can help them, and how you can pay it forward. And so that they are going to feel more comfortable with you and that you are going to become a better connection for them because at the beginning of the conversation, you talked about how you could help them. Everybody wants to talk with people that can help them. So jump right into that sandbox and tell them how you can help them because I'm sure you have people you can introduce them to, whether it's physically at the event or via LinkedIn. Think about this, people. You get people to help you when you help them. So work to use your connections to help them. People will be caught off guard by that because they'll think that everybody's out to talk about themselves. You want to make them feel comfortable by having them talk about themselves. Okay? And then you want to physically introduce to people that you know that are at the event. Make sure they know each other. Make sure the connections that can be talked about and can come together are done. Because you know what? Be a connector. Because that way, if you call them once they're placed, and you call them for help to get an interview on a job application, of course they're going to pick up the phone because you helped them when they were down. You helped them at the networking event. So pay it forward, help other people, go to the events to help others, go to the events to introduce people, and go to the events to get their name and contacts so that you can link to them after and listen. Listen to their stories. And then when the time comes to talk about yourself, feel free because they'll be listening to you. Why? Because you listen to them. Okay? So listen first and go with that. Next, make sure that your business card that you go to the events with have the following: your name, your phone number, any certifications, your specialties, as well as your LinkedIn URL. And then maybe on the back, on the top and bottom of the card, put some taglines about your type of skills or traits or what makes you tick. Okay? Because what we want people to remember is what is special about you. And then you leave the middle of the back of the card open because that's where people can take notes if they want to. And here's the other point on your business cards: make sure that your cards have quality, heavy stock. Because when people are feeling around for all the cards they got, I want yours to be the best quality, the heaviest paper, and the one that's easiest for people to find. Because if you're looking through a bunch of cards, you want to be the one that's easiest to find, whether it be in your pocketbook or in your pocket. And having the heaviest stock helps you to be the easiest to find. So get the information proper, get the information correct, obviously, and get little taglines about what you're about so that those taglines help people to remember about the conversation they had with you. Okay? So your business card does your networking for you. Oh, and by the way, do not, do not put a business card together that has a beach on the back or a resort or some sort of place you want to take a vacation or some sort of resting place where you want to have leisure. That's not telling people you want to work and you're a professional when you have a beach in the background. I can't believe how many people put these beautiful, majestic photos in the background of their picture. Your business card is about business. So make sure that the background highlights the font and highlights the instructions and the information that's on your business card, yet leave an open area for people to take notes. In the back and the middle is my preferred area. And then in the front, you want to talk about yourself, have your title, your traits. By title, I mean what you do well as your skills, and also your email address, your name, and at the bottom of the front, put your LinkedIn address. I have an example in my documents that you can find on scribd.com that shows you my business card. I find that that worked for me, so maybe if you want. So remember, think about this. Networking is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried about, because you're controlling this now. Because you understand that your value and your experience and everything you're going to talk about has just as much value as anyone else. And you're going to listen to hear their stories so that they become a great connection to you, because they realize that you listened when a lot of people today don't listen. And then you're going to introduce people either via LinkedIn and or via the physical introduction at the event, and you're going to bring people together and you're going to connect them, because then you're going to see this event now as something where everybody comes together to talk about their common needs. Now, you don't have to bring all of every person together. Just do it the way you feel comfortable. But it's about the principle of the effort, which is introductions, listening, um, paying it forward, having a proper business card, and putting yourself second to trying to help the other person. And then finally, I want you to go home and I want you to request a link on LinkedIn to everyone you met, because people, they're going to get jobs. And then if you ever find that they get jobs in a company that you want to work for, they're going to remember, as I say, that you worked with them and you talked with them in the networking event. So the fact is, you're just placing bets for the future, because you never know where you're going to want to interview and where they're going to land. So everything ends up working for you because you're linked to them and they're ready to help you when the time comes. See what I'm saying about how networking can work for you in a way that's not really scary and not really a problem and not really something to be afraid of? That's how you do it, people. And the fact is, you do it all the time when you go to the networking events. Now, obviously, whenever you can, you want to network with people that are working. That's great. But if you're networking with people in transition, listen to them, help them, introduce them, help them to with their transitional time, and you'll find they'll be there for you. And remember, link to them when you go home and leave them with your business card, because they're not only going to remember the conversation, they're going to have the business card to remember your name and what you're about. That is the exclamation that's going to make every networking opportunity the opportunity that is great for you, and the opportunity that you control, that provides you the best possible value for all your networking. And also, you're not afraid of this anymore. This is networking without the work. It's also fearless networking. Networking without worry and without fear, because you have the secrets now to make it happen. My name is Anthony Hines. Come and join my LinkedIn group, the Anthony Hines Job Search and Career Help Now group, and check out my other podcasts on Podbean. They're all there for you. Why? Because being unemployed is really tough. It's really, really tough. And I want to end unemployment one person at a time. But I also want you to know that your career is your responsibility. So I want to give you tips to help you develop that career and to help you get ahead. Because why? It's just important to me. I like that stuff. I like seeing people get ahead, and I like people to be happy and get their next great opportunity. Remember, who's to say the next job you get is not the best job you've ever had? And the mindset begins with the ability to feel comfortable with networking and seeing its value for what it provides to not only you, but everyone else that you help along the way. Remember, everyone, paying forward not only helps you karma wise, it helps you in your career and it helps you in your job search. Have a great day, everyone. And remember, your career is your responsibility. And also, let's spread the word. Tell everybody you know about my podcast. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your friends' enemies, tell everybody you know, because I want to end unemployment one person at a time. Bye bye now.